Hello, hello. Welcome to my channel. This is Meredith, and this is the Share Mere Collective. Today, I am here to show you my fun design team project for Heather at Ruby and Pearl, and this is probably going to be a two-part, maybe a three-part series. We had some extensive flooding late last week into our master bedroom and living room, so we've been dealing with a little extra cleanup that we did not anticipate. So I have kind of two parts to my design team project. So because of all that, I did not have time to get a jump start on the journal that I plan to create. But of course, everyone has seen Heather's amazing video on how to create fun file folders using file folders, and so I had to, of course, jump in and make a few myself. And so part of the project is these lovely folders, and then we are going to launch into creating a little journal booklet. It's totally a no-sew journal with twine and just eyelets to enclose the pages, and hopefully today we'll be able to work on that and get started with putting the pages together. So, excuse me, without further ado, let me just show you what I have here. Okay, so to start, the first two that I created are from the beautiful Paris kit. I've been wanting to create more with these papers, and this was the perfect little mini project. And then the first journal that we're going to do today is reflective of this as well. So I did two different sizes, and I'm just using regular file folders and then cut them down. I actually did not do any measuring, but I will, for the sake of the video, give you some measurements. So in inches, this is about 8.5 by 8 to the top of the tab. And I enclosed mine on the side with hot glue rather than sewing, just because in the light of lack of time, I did not pull out my sewing machine. I promise I'm going to try some of that. But super fun and lots of room to tuck things in, and I just think the papers and everything are so gorgeous. These are the fancy ledgers, and this print is, I believe, from the Paris kit as well. And then this is the gorgeous paper from the Dressmaker kit. So super fun. And then the smaller one here is, let's see, let's go this way first. 7 by about 6.5 to the top of the tab. So pretty. And I just love this image so much. It's just so dreamy. And this is so beautiful. And just it did a little collage across the bottom. So that is those two. And then, of course, I had to pull some Bella pages out and images as well. So just did a little collage here and then attached the photo onto the top. And I love, this is one of my favorite Bella images. I think it actually goes this way, but I just liked how it sat on the folder this way. And then just did a little text up here, and as well, this is from the Vintage Stamps collection. So super pretty and plenty of room to tuck things in. I also, when I constructed mine, used some packaging tape. I don't know if you can see it in here. It's clear, so it's really hard to see, but to secure this down so that when you slide things in and out that don't get, caught on the tab. And so I did a little more collaging on the front of this. This is the fancy ledgers, and then the beautiful images and paper from the Bella as well. And how stunning is that? Just gorgeous. Left this a little rough and shoddy, and that's kind of fun, how I like it. So that's those two. And then Heather just came out with her gorgeous Faded Roses kit. So I immediately had to print those off and pop a few of these in here as well. So the smaller one is, let's see, it's about 8-ish, maybe a skosh over, 8 by 7, so just a little bigger than the other one. And these just printed out so beautifully. I love them. They're very shabby along the bottom, so you don't have to do a ton of distressing. And I just kind of left mine a little scrunchy and shabby on the sides as well. And then I made a full-size one. The folder isn't full-size, but this is an 8.5 by 11 page. I may have taken off just a hair on the bottom. And then on this side is this amazing, I totally can see a journal with this as my cover very soon. So, so pretty. And then for the tab, I used some of the Bella paper that I had left over, some scraps. So those are my fun folders. Thank you so much, Heather, for your inspiration. As always, it is such a delight to see her videos pop up in my feed, and I know we are all incredibly inspired by her on the daily. So let me show you what I have started. So this is going to be my little first, I think I'm going to do 3 journals. So I just did the covers, and here, you know, this is kind of mirroring my little folder, and just did a quick little journaling card and pop that onto the front. So it's obviously removable, can be used anywhere else in the journal. You could even put something else in here. And then, so these are file folders, just cut up. And I did eyelets for the twine to go through, and then just backed it with this beautiful paper. Ooh, I think this is Vintage Romance. These are one printable, and then this is like the top of the printable. And I just thought it'd be kind of fun to include a little tab top, so sort of like a vertical mini file folder style journal. So let me gather a few supplies, and what we're going to do is use up some scraps and do some collage pages. I already have my papers kind of all cut. They're not all the same size or width. I just thought we'd sort of randomly go for it and see where we end up. So I'm going to just pop those right here and grab my supplies. Okay, so I have a little bit of a mess here, but we're just going to jump right in. So basically what I've got my little scrap pile over here, and I have kind of just randomly designated some papers that I'm going to add to the cards, and then depending on how much we get through here, we may embellish them a little bit. But for today, I'm thinking we're just going to try to get the pages together, and then on the next part we will do the embellishing. So I'm just going to kind of put my little piles over here, sort of laid out some scraps that would be workable. Anyway, hope you guys are all doing great. Thankfully, our little flood situation was quickly contained and didn't do too much damage. As you can see, I had some folders on the floor, and that water stained some of my papers, which was foolish. I should not have had them down there, but we've got really old and grungy carpet in our master bedroom that we're hoping to rip out here soon. So anyway, maybe that was just the impetus for getting all that together. So this doesn't quite fit to the top, but I may just tear off a little on the bottom, and I kind of want that to go up to the edge there. So anyway, I hope you guys are all doing great. We don't get crazy storms too much in Arizona, but when they do come, they are crazy and can definitely do some damage. But we just had so much water and rain come at such a fast pace that just could not keep up. So anyway, all good now, and happy to say that it wasn't terrible, and it could have been a lot worse. So, but back to the good stuff here and getting some fun crafting in. My son Benjamin, who is child number 2 after his sister, is going to be 27 on Monday. I can't believe it. My babies are getting older quickly, which is always a little bit nostalgic for me, having 4 kids and not super close together, but just I don't know, every year that they get older, I know I'm that much older. So of course, I think that's the part that's more distressing to me. But Anyway, so hopefully we're going to have a little fun party for him this weekend. Okay, so we're going to just do the front sides, and then I don't know exactly what order I'm going to put them in the book, so we'll just kind of go for it, and then I will look at what scraps I have left. If I need to pull from other folders, then we can do that, and then we'll flip them over and do the other side. Or I may do that off camera, and then when we come back for round 2, I can show you what I've done, and then we will work on putting some fun goodies inside. So I will hopefully be able to do the parts, you know, fairly consecutively, so I won't wait till the next design team day, because I know that it's fun to get a project together and then have it be completed, or at least I feel that way. I always appreciate that. So I guess I could just kind of fold that over. Maybe I'll just leave that for now, and we will decide down the road. Alrighty, this is so pretty. I love this little angel, so cute. And it's pretty much the right size. Just gonna tear that off. Hope you are enjoying some crafty goodness in your week. Can't believe it is going to be October tomorrow. That just is insanely crazy to me. Already the 10th month. Hey, but I'm excited. I passed a milestone. Yesterday was on the Feast of Saint Michael the Archangel, was the 8-year mark of when I was first sadly diagnosed with breast cancer, but I'm here to tell you about it, and I have been all good for over 6.5 years now, so super happy about that. Definitely do not want to do that again, ever. But yeah, that's a good milestone to have. Okay, is that right side up? No. I had to look at the notes for a minute. Oh, I played the piano as a youngster, and both my son Benjamin is a pianist, and then our son Elijah, who is the middle son, is a cellist, and actually he taught himself how to play acoustic and electric guitar, which is so awesome. Sadly, I did not stay with my piano, and so I don't play anymore, but I definitely can read music, so that's a bonus, and love music of all kinds. Well, except for maybe rap. Can't say that I have ever been able to embrace that, but I love all kinds of other types of genres. Alrighty, so these are just kind of shabby, so they don't have to be perfectly glued down, but because we're going to add stuff to them as well. All right, so kind of like, I'm going to actually tear this piece off. We might be able to use that somewhere else. And just a quick little inking. Feel free to fast forward if this part is so boring to you. I totally get it. Do you want it that side? No, I think I like it on this side. Just actually give that a little bit of a straighter edge right there. And we will do oh, I got to answer the door really quick. Okay, good delivery. I ran out of my linen paper, so I had to order some more really quick. And I'm so happy I found a deal at Walmart, and it's like half the price of Amazon for 500 sheets. So if you have access to Walmart online and you like the linen paper in the white. I have the ivory also, but I really like the white for just regular projects. The ivory is actually really cool as well, but anyway, so I got my box, yay! I can start printing again. I don't always use everything with the linen paper, but I do like it. As a rule, it just holds up so well and it prints out so nicely. Okay, we've got this little piece here. This is actually has a little watermark on it, so I don't know if I want to use that. It does look kind of cool. We'll just do that and leave it a little ratty. Why not? Usually when I collage, I try to do all my scraps that are not, you know, double printed, obviously. It doesn't always work out that way because sometimes I just have stuff left over that, you know, I never either put in a journal or I just didn't get a chance to use. I'm not going to worry about trimming stuff off right now because we're just doing the front sides. But anyway, that's a tip to, you know, for using up your scraps of paper that you did not double print. Or if you're doing like, if you want to do pockets within a journal and you just take your page that's not double printed and then you know, fold it in half and then you've got a pocket too, because nobody can see the inside. Alrighty, I think we'll do, no, I was going to do that on the bottom. And this cute little birdie on top. I just thought he looks so fun. I love birds. Birds are amazing creatures. We've actually had a lot of birds this year, more so than previous years, which is kind of cool. Not sure why, but we love seeing them. And I have a billion bunnies that love to inhabit our yard. I've got a baby bunny currently on the property that's, he's so cute. I want to hold him. He's the most adorable baby bunny. He's got huge ears, so he must be a hare rather than a bunny or a rabbit, whatever. Okay, and then I just kind of scrunch that a little bit. So tell me what kind of projects you guys are working on and creating. Are you making journals? Are you doing ephemera? Are you just doing personal journaling? I need to get back into that. I feel like I have failed miserably in the journal creation or journaling, you know, for pleasure. I get very busy making journals, but then I forget to do the other stuff too sometimes. All right, let me see what we got going on here. I'm gonna do that. And then I was gonna do that, but maybe, oops, I forgot that little piece on the side. Sorry, just muttering to myself. So I think I kind of like this across the bottom instead. Paper is so stunning. It's the, let me show you the full piece. So it's this piece from the Paris kit, and it is just absolutely stunning. So here's an example. I did a double print on that, so I'm going to save that for another journal. But I just love all these. So probably, you know, when I get a chance to print out single-sided, then I'll be able to use her in the journal because she is just so gorgeous with her groom. I'm also working on a little, well, it's not little, a wedding album journal for my daughter-in-law. Her birthday was back in June, but their anniversary is coming up December 1st. Hopefully I have it finished well before then, but in the event that I don't, it'll just be a belated birthday present for her, but I'm so excited. Hopefully I'll have a chance to finish and do a flip through soon. I think I want to put that right there. That would be so pretty. Okay, so we need to, let's see, about right there. Still, I got that little natural watermark on there, which is kind of cool. Oh, I should have kept that up for a minute, and then I could have snuck this under, but let's see what we got here. Good thing about glue stick is you can peel it up. So, yeah, okay. But yeah, so that's been fun. I'm using an old, or one of my previously used Edith Holden book covers, because I thought that would be nice and sturdy. Excuse me, and it's a good size. I think the Edith Holden hardcover books are about 9 by 7, if I recall. But I thought that would be a really nice size, and then be able to have, you know, enough room to put her photos in. Okay, so do just a little bit more glue here. Alrighty, super pretty. And then I think we'll go, well, let's see. I actually want that on the corner. Lots of ripping and tearing here today, guys. Oh, and just for fun, we had some friends of my son, Elijah. His buddies came over for dinner Sunday. I guess it was a Sunday dinner. And we had ribs and potatoes, and I made an apple pie. I haven't baked in forever. And so that turned out really yummy. I don't know if you like to bake, but I have always been a baker. And so that was really fun. And it's always fun to feed boys, because they they love to eat and they appreciate your food so much. Not that girls don't, but I don't know. It's just different cooking for boys. Oh, don't hate me for that. All right, so this last one, I think, let's see. Might like to have some of the fancy ledger on here. I love this, it's so gorgeous. So maybe we'll do, kind of want that gnome to be, but then I don't want to go into this part. So maybe we'll just do this side for now. And we'll save that for something else. This is, by the way, the collage page in the Fancy Ledgers kit, so that's always nice to have. If you don't need the whole sheet and you just want little pieces for collaging and stuff, I love that. So, and this is perfect because I can use this side right here for something, for another piece. So we'll do that. Oh, well, that didn't turn out very well. I got only part of the black off. I'm just going to take that off because it's a little bit thick. Nothing is perfection here. We just do what we do and go with the flow. All right, so we're going to have that on that side. And maybe we want it on the other side. Let's see if I do it like so. So I actually kind of want the full flower, so I'm going to take this off and save that. seems kind of silly inking the black part, but it actually does kind of soften it a bit. I was surprised at how well this printed on my semi low budget, shall we say, printer. Okay, wait, hold up. I'm gonna just do a little test here and see if we like it this side. Yeah, let's do that. Okay, so we are going to glue this down first. Yeah, I suppose if I'd done it on the presentation paper, it would be not quite so muted, and I'm going to try that. I was a little nervous about how much ink it would take, but it was fine. So I am happy that I can print out these beautiful images because they're just so gorgeous. All right, so this is going to go to about right there. Oops. Got glue stuck to my, I'm sorry, I just bumped the camera with my glasses. Okay, getting here, guys. Almost done. This will probably be our last one for this little section, and then we'll see what else we want to take a look at. Alrighty, that's a little scrappy, but not too bad. I may be trimming edges off and all that good stuff later. So I think we'll call it a day for now. Let's just look at the ones we made and see what we think. This one, I think I'll go ahead and just tear that off, and I will use that little section for another piece. I love these soft muted pinks. It's so pretty. This looks a little uneven, so I may trim that to even up that edge, or I don't know, maybe we'll add a ruffle or something. So we got 3, 6, 7. Okay, fun, pretty. And let's just look and see if we're gonna do, so that would go maybe in the front, and maybe this one. That one, I may have them kind of staggered, because since we have the little 2 punches, it's kind of fun. That way they can be all a little bit different. Maybe that guy, and the pink. And then, oh, we need our birdie. Let's put the birdie right there. And then we'll do this guy in the back. So this is kind of what it would look like if we're flipping, and I will probably add maybe 2 to 4 more pieces. And then once we embellish things, it will definitely chunk it up. So there we have it. And let's not forget my fun folders. There'll be some still pictures of these at the end, but I hope you enjoyed this quick little fun crafty sesh, chitty chatty. And I hope you guys have a wonderful day. Heather, again, thank you for the amazing papers and your creativity that constantly inspires all of us, I know, so much. So you guys have a great rest of your day, great rest of your week, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.